Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in and joining us this morning for the Watsonville Buddhist Temple December Shotsuki Hoyo. And also today we're observing Bodhi Day. This is the day that Siddhartha became enlightened and was known from that day forward as the Buddha. I'd like to begin today with a short reading. If you please put your hands together in Gasho. What is the purpose of attaining Buddhahood? A Buddha is one who has realized the universal truth and can see the true nature of all existences and phenomena as they are. Until this state has been reached or attained, we are leading a blind life filled with suffering and sorrow. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Thank you. Now I'd like to continue with the sutra chanting of the Sambujo, followed by the Hyobyakumon, or the dedication reading, and then I'll be chanting the Sambutsuge and the Jusege. And during the Sambutsuge and Jusege, you will see the names of families who are observing a memorial in the month of December at the Watsonville Buddhist Temple. Namandavas, namandavas, namandavas. Today, on this occasion, the Watsonville Buddhist Temple December Shotsuki Hoyo Memorial and Bodhi Day service. Members of the Sangha have reverently come before Amida Buddha in memory of their beloved family members. With deepest reverence and thankfulness for the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of Amida, we reaffirm the three homages. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Kia Boots, Namo Kia Ho, Namo Kia So. 自修流一通阿国예락 안론 거신묘 생아신쇼 어즈간너히 리기쇼쇼역 예보세손 지혜멍에 열여시선 징아식요 계려신시 셔근어그즉 방여셔진 인주 흑해 조생아 이심은연어 싱앙금만속 세부조성아 나옴을영어 의나이세시 의사이쇼뱅느 세부조성아 나시저부츠노 여셔저지보 극염이셔몬 세부조성아 리어그진쇼네 여외슈봉려 싱음은전어 이쇼텐인시 진리기엔다이고 의셔무사이노 쇼저상금요 어사이슈야그난 가이지행엔 매시건너한 에서그쇼 아그노 스나즈센슈몬 어서려만서 이열어지보 니징아즈슈직이 댕거언붕에 이슈가이허서 어색은엉허 여나이슈츠 세포시시그 그여 이사이먼스 의석슈너그헌 난내 시즈녀만 도그 이상가요 ye ji na mi pu shou mang ku dik o shi sai shou son xing an ya kong a ai sen o kan do Hong xiao ten yin Hou jin miao Om on Nam Om on Nam Om on Nam Om on Nam Nam on Nam Nam on Nam Ani xing nong myo no sei sai no hon mo mai xin onyo Namanda, 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 Visnamanda, Visnamanda. Thank you very much, everyone. Now, if you please join me in the Gatha Namo Amida Butsu. When life is fair and sunlight gilds the day, when fortune smiles and flowers adorn our way, off let us toss with grateful hearts to say, Namo Aminobu Tsu. In though our way leads neath a darkened sky, and to our love once pain and death draw nigh, our tears may flow, yet trustingly we cry, Namo Aminobu Tsu. The threefold refuge. Difficult is it to receive a human form, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Dharma of the Buddha, now we hear it. If we do not cross over to the truth in the present life, in what life shall we cross over? Let us with sincerity and true reverence take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we together with all sentient beings awaken to the great way of enlightenment and to the unsurpassed intent of Amida Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we together with all sentient beings enter the storehouse of the Dharma, becoming like the wisdom ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we together with all sentient beings become units in true accord, in harmony with all things. The peerless, profound, and wondrous Dharma is rare to encounter, even in many hundreds and thousands of kalpas. Now we are privileged to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teachings. Sankhya-mon, Ninjenu kegatashi ima sudani yuku, Buppo kikigatashi ima sudani kiku, Kono mikonjo ni mukate dose zumba, Sarani izure no sho ni mukatte ka kono mi o dosen. Daishu morotomo ni shishin ni sambo ni kieshi tatematsuru beshi. Mizukara butsu ni kieshi tatematsuru, Masani negawaku wa shijoto tomo ni, Daido wo taige shite mujo yoko-san. Mizukara ho ni kieshi tatematsuru, Masani negawaku wa shijoto tomo ni, Fukaku kyozo ni irite chie umi no gotoku naran. Mizukara so ni kieshi tatematsuru, Masani negawaku wa shijoto tomo ni, Daishu wo tori shite sai muge naran. Ujo jinjin mimyo no ho wa hyaku senman go ni mo au koto katashi, Orima kenmon shi juji suru koto o etari, Negawaku wa nerai no shinjitsu gi o geshi tatematsuran. Namman dabus, namman dabus, namman dabus, namman dabus, Thank you very much, everyone. Once again, good morning. I hope all of you had a nice Thanksgiving. I hope you had an opportunity to reflect on all that there is to be thankful in this world and in this life. You know, for every holiday, we tend to reach out to our family and friends and we wish them a happy Thanksgiving, a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, even on days that are not holidays, any given day of the week. We wish our family and our friends well by saying, have a great week, have a wonderful day. And despite our best intentions and our best wishes to others, some days are difficult. Some days are just so difficult and sad. But what we should understand is that this is the flow of life, that with joy brings sometimes sadness, and with suffering comes happiness. The two go hand in hand. This is just life unfolding before us. Some events are more tragic than others, and especially when events hit close to home, we become keenly aware of this truth of life, that there's always going to be changes. Some are good, some are bad, some we accept, and some we have trouble accepting. So all the more so during this holiday time of Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Bodhi Day today, these are opportunities to reflect upon our lives. Now, for our family, we had Thanksgiving dinner here at home. And so as I was carving the turkey, I cut my finger, my left pointing finger. My right hand immediately grabbed my finger in response to that cut. Now, I've used this example before, but I try to be careful, but again, I cut my finger. And I use this example because it reminds me of the Buddha's reaction to our pain immediately, involuntarily. The Buddha's compassion is unlimited, not contrived, not restricted, not restrained, like the right hand that instinctively protects the left hand. The Buddha instinctively reaches out to each of us to protect and to save. And it is the Buddha's compassion for us that we celebrate today with Bodhi Day, the day the man Siddhartha Gautama became enlightened and was known from that day forward as the Buddha, the awakened one. It's important for us to understand too that there's the motivation behind Siddhartha's search for enlightenment. It was his great compassion for all beings. And we are the recipients today of that great compassion. This week has been a difficult week. Reverend Masanori Watanabe, he died of cancer in Japan. Reverend Watanabe was the resident minister at the Oxnard Buddhist temple. And he was still a young man. I believe he was still in his 40s when he was diagnosed with cancer. And all through that, he was thoroughly optimistic. Through all of his treatments, he kept a good outlook. Even when he returned to Japan for more treatment, he said he would return to the United States to teach the Dharma. Sadly, he passed away recently. His mother requested that everyone put their hands together in Gassho and recite the Nembutsu in his memory. Reverend, on Sunday, retired minister Reverend Sensho Inoue passed away in Fresno. Reverend Inoue had a great sense of humor. He put everyone at ease. And when I first became a minister, he was one of the senior ministers, elder, we call him senpai. And he was very supportive of us younger ministers and always was willing to help us. He faithfully served in the temples of Oakland, Placer, Los Angeles, Betsuine, where I met him when he was there. He came to San Jose at the Betsuine as a Rinban, Fowler, and then Hanford, where he was a supervising minister, as well as Parlier. So from 1960 until 2008, upon his retirement, Reverend Inoue served faithfully the Buddhist Churches of America. And then sadly, as many of you have heard, Kevin Nishita died while protecting life and property, instinctively protecting others, tragically shot and killed in Oakland. Kevin was a dedicated member of the Mountain View Buddhist Temple, attended study classes and services, survived by his wife and children and grandchildren. I'd like to share with you what Reverend Mukojima said about Kevin Nishita. Kevin was an invaluable temple member and friend, devoted to protecting our community so that we could live without constant fear of violence and crime. He was a true Buddhist who worked tirelessly in the spirit of loving kindness for the safety and well-being of others. His many years of selfless contributions to our community alone are worthy of our gratitude and praise. He was a brave police officer and security guard whom we cannot thank deeply enough for his great dedication to our temple and our community. End quote. This is Reverend Mukojima from the Mountain View Buddhist Temple. All three of these individuals dedicated their lives to serving others, hoping that they could in some way help their fellow human beings by sharing the Dharma. Reverend Watanabe, Reverend Inoue opened up the Nembutsu teaching with all whom they encountered, dedicating their lives to the teaching of Shakyamuni and Shinran. They gave their lives to this cause. And Kevin Nishita as well. He was a trained police officer who instinctively went to the assistance of those who he protects. And he gave his life to that cause. It's a rare that an individual will instinctively go to the assistance of another. It's even scarcer for someone to do this on a consistent and constant basis. This is the Buddha, consistently, constantly embracing us. This is the Buddha embodied in the vow of Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Now, as we think of these four individuals that we're talking about today, Reverend Watanabe, Reverend Inoue, Kevin Nishita, and the Buddha, Shakyamuni. I mean, we can add Shinran to this list as well. All of us can be indebted to these people who have given their lives so that we can hear the voice of Amida calling to us. Today is Bodhi Day, a day to reflect on our indebtedness, to reflect upon our own life experience. And when we reflect upon our life experiences and our encounters with people who have taught us the Dharma, taught us the frailty of life, these experiences arise within our memories and our minds and hearts, and Namo Amida Butsu comes to our lips. So in memory of those who have served, in memory of those who have sacrificed, and in memory and in celebration of the Bodhi Day celebration, we put our hands together and recite the Nembutsu. Please join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much. And now I'd like to share with you Renyo Shonin's Gobunsho. Shonin Nichiryu no go kange no muki wa shinji no motte honto serare solo. Sono yue wa moro moro no zogyo nage shitete isshin ni midakimi o suremo fugashigi no ganriki to shite bun no kata yori ojo wa jijo seshimeta mo. そのくらい一年後期入少女始終とも釈し、その上の称名年仏如来我が往生を定めたまいし、恩法人の念仏と心べきなり、あなかしこ。Anakashiko Namandavis Namandavis Namandavis. Shinran Shonin taught that the essence of Jodo Shinshu is Shinji. The reason is that by abandoning all of the practices and completely entrusting ourselves in Amida Buddha, our spiritual rebirth is assured by Amida through the inconceivable power of the primal vow. This is known as entering the ranks of the truly assured at the very moment of Shinji. Thereafter, all utterances of the Nembutsu should be understood only as expressions of gratitude for Amida's assurance of our spiritual rebirth. With reverence, I remain. Nam Mandavas, Nam Mandavas, Nam Mandavas. Thank you, everyone. Before we close, I want to make a couple of announcements. First of all, next week, Sunday, December 12th, will be the Monterey celebration of Bodhi Day and the December Shotsuki Hoyo. And then on Sunday, December 19th, 10 o'clock, Salinas will observe their Shotsuki and Bodhi Day service. On the 26th, there'll be no services posted. And on Friday, December 31st, it will be the Joya A service, which will be live streamed on this same YouTube station. That'll be at 8 o'clock p.m., December 31st. Now, if you please join me in the Gatha Ondok-san 2. Yonai dai no ondoku wa miyoko ni shite mo hozubeshi shishu chishiki no Please join me in Gasho. Realizing the universal truth or the nature of all existence, the Buddha sought to spread the teachings which would enable human beings to cross over the ocean of birth and death. Because he attained the wisdom and compassion of a Buddha, we look upon December 8th as the day on which an infinite number of human beings were begun to be saved. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending today's December Shotsuki here in Watsonville. I hope you have a wonderful week. Please take care, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.